I'm going to talk about the 3 levels to grow your company. Currently in Colombia, sipping on a cold brew, which is meant to be a nitro brew. And I'm going to walk you through the 3 different stages that I went through to grow our company. And hopefully this is able to help you grow your company in the future, chase your dreams, and make a bunch of money online. So I'd say there's 3 stages to this. The first stage is like your freelancer stage, where you're basically doing all of this yourself. And this is like long hours. This is hustle and bustle. This is grind. You're probably doing this on top of your 9 to 5. This is like the loneliest chapter, I would say. This is when like everyone else is doubting you. Maybe you have 1 or 2 friends in the game that believe in you. Maybe you might have someone in your family that believes in you. But generally at the start, a lot of people will like call you a dreamer, will say that you're like, there's no point doing that, you know, and it can be tough at that period. And for me, I was actually an apprentice electrician here. I was trying to do a clothing brand. And there's a lot of people that potentially would have made fun of me. There would have been people that would have been like talking down on me for doing this. Like I actually went and took out a 20K loan to start my first business. I was like 18, right? So at this point, the most important thing, and honestly, the single most important thing when you're at this like freelancer early stage is belief. You have to have the belief and just like truly believe that you're able to do it, that you're able to chase your dreams. And looking back, and I was saying this to my girlfriend the other day, like looking back, I'm honestly so grateful for my like 17, 18-year-old self to be willing to take the risks that I took, to leave my job, to take out a loan, to just spend like every single working second to, you know, chase my dreams and towards my business. And it's just amazing to look back on it. And after belief then, it really is work ethic. So once you have the belief, you just like have to do the hours. Like at the start, that's probably when you're gonna be sleep deprived, when you have to work before your job, you have to work after your job, and you have to make it work. Like, yes, you can obviously hire other people and you can do stuff like that, but at the start, it's a lot of like graft, okay? So you need to have that belief, so be able to see where you're going, and you need to have, you know, that really strong work ethic, okay? So that's like at the freelancer stage, and this is for every business. If you're in an agency, what we have now, I was at the early stage as well, and I went through this cycle again because I kind of like went up and then down, up and down with different businesses. And it's the same with an agency, or it's the same with an e-commerce store. Like at that early stage, you're like hustling, you're doing everything yourself, and you're kind of like a one-man show, and you're trading, or, you know, one-woman show, and you're trading all your time for money. Okay, so that's the freelancer stage. The next stage is like, I would call it like team building. So this is when you're like outsourcing team building. This is when you've almost become like, not the expert, but you know a lot about that thing. So like, we'll take email marketing, for example, where I'd done it for so long that I knew everything about it, but then I just didn't have enough time. My time was capped, okay? So then it's like, okay, now I need to focus on building a team. So you just want to focus on like, what are the lowest lever tasks really that you can outsource to someone else. So for me, it was obviously a VA at the start to help with admin stuff. And then it was actually a designer to help with the design, because that was the thing that took the most time. Then after that, it was a copywriter. So then I was able to like manage the account, have the copy done, have the design done, have some of the admin stuff done by a VA. And then after that, it was like, okay, now let's build an account manager. And that was like, and funny enough, the account manager that I hired is like still with us today, which is amazing. And I remember I just bought him like a really nice watch. So that's generally the process you'll go through. And then you want to like make sure that you can outsource it. And then you need to keep doing this, keep building the team, okay? And you want to make sure you're monitoring this as well to make sure that the service delivery doesn't drop. Because this is what happens inside of a lot of businesses. And this is with anything, like e-com, agency, you know, no matter what it is, it's like you're so used to doing this thing. And I'd say like one of the biggest things here is like being willing to let go and to become a teacher. So that's the shift. You need to be willing to let the task go, because for me, I had this limiting belief that like, oh, no one can do it like me. No one's as good as email as me. And like no one can do it the way I've done it. And I was completely wrong. Like people can do it much better than me and have way more experience than me. So you have to be willing to, number one, like drop the ego there and, you know, be willing to hand that off. And then number two, you need to be willing to become a teacher. So, and here, this is a lot of like documentation, doing SOPs and teaching people how you currently do it. And then being willing to like take feedback from people and potentially, you know, change around how you're doing it, because they might actually have a better way of doing it. Okay. So step number one, it's like freelancer. Step number 2 is building a team, and step number 3, and this is where we are right now inside of our company, and maybe there's a step number 4, which there probably is, but we haven't got there yet, is building a leadership team. And this is tough, because this is basically when you're building a leadership team, becoming a leader, and then they're the ones that will build out the departments. So if this is like hiring head of sales and then basically having the sales build out the sales team, or if that's hiring head of marketing and having the marketing build out the marketing team, or the same with operations, the same with like hiring or finance. So there's all these different departments, and right now this is what we're focused on. So I would say here, like the most important thing is probably going to be hiring. That's what we're going through right now. And then also just becoming a leader. Like I'm reading a lot of leadership books now. That's like the main thing I'm trying to consume at the minute, trying to learn, is like, how can I become an amazing leader? How can I be a leader for our team and be a leader just for everyone so we can do better? So at this level, hiring is the most important, and leadership. And this is what we're focused on right now. This is what we're focused on inside of our company in regards to like hiring, you know, the roles for copywriter, designer, account manager, you know, that comes, but it's mainly like leadership. Who's a good fit? And also like personalities here as well. Like, are you an outgoing person? Like, are you an operator? Are you an integrator? Are you a systems person? Like, it's really important to do different tests here to figure out like what type of person are you, to make sure that you can all link together and really grow the company. Okay. And that's something that one of my mentors told me the other day. He's like, are you the CEO or the COO? And I was like, I'm the co-founder. He's like, that's the wrong answer. And he was like laughing about it. So it's really important that you like at that leadership level that you have those clear defined roles. So it's like hiring, leadership, and then having those clear defined roles. So one person, it's like their problem to deal with that. Sure, if they need help, everyone else will come in and help out. But it's like, okay, if there's a marketing issue, that's on me. You know, like I'm dealing with that. If there's a sales issue, it's on Adam. If there's an operations issue, it's on this person. If there's a hiring issue, it's on this person. If there's a finance issue, it's on this person. And then there's just so much accountability there for, you know, inside of the leadership level, then it's like it's their job to solve it, right? So I'd say that's the 3 levels to growing your company. Like I said, there probably is a 4th. We have just not got there yet, but we will, because we're, you know, super focused on growing our company right now. Like I said, out here in Colombia at a mastermind, I actually recorded some content for a vlog, which you'll probably also see on this channel. And I was like, you know what, let's just rip another video talking about this. Have a great day. Subscribe if you want. Ciao.